Tomorrow on Home and Family, Hallmark star Cameron Matheson is in our home. And designer Nikki Hilton is here with mother-daughter spring fashions.
She's a former educator, a school counselor. She's written more than 86 titles, sold over 2 million books. Those books include parents and teachers and books for children. She's here with her very latest story. It's uniquely wired. Please welcome Julia Cook. Welcome, welcome. And congratulations. That's a lot of books written. A lot of
Our kids have a lot of issues. So
they do. They should be addressed.
That's right.
And we're educating people. This is, look, they're entertaining. They're full of energy. They're delightful. But they're also about life lessons. What lessons are we teaching?
We have this much to teach our kids. We literally have this much time to do it in.
Yeah.
And if I can read a book to you, you'll let me in, and then I can give you tools to solve problems from the inside out instead of trying to solve your problems from the outside in.
Yeah.
Easy recipe.
And I feel like sometimes our kids, if they feel like they're learning it from a book and not from mom and dad, maybe they almost will listen a little bit more.
Exactly.
Right?
They relate to the characters because they see themselves in the characters.
So
That's like me. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And your latest book, Uniquely Wired, is about a little boy named Zach who has autism. What inspired this book?
Autism is highly understood by so many people. And these kids have so many cool gifts. And if we can figure out the keys to understanding their behaviors and why they do what they do, and it's just fascinating.
Yeah.
And didn't you say, I feel like you said something about, like, if you've seen one child with autism, you've seen one child,
Exactly.
right?
If you've seen one child with autism, you've seen one child with autism. They are all uniquely wired, as are we.
Yeah. Well, the illustrations, by the way, are really important.
Gorgeous.
I think, in this.
Yes. Let's take a look actually at some of them, and you can tell us the behavior that's described in each one of these photos or these illustrations.
Train brain. Kids on the spectrum are often very focused on one thing, and they have linear thinking, so they can be an expert in that area, and they're not confused by distractions, so they can tell you everything and anything about that thing that they're in. And this passion will change over time.
And this prickly.
Sometimes kids on the spectrum love to be touched, and sometimes they don't love to be touched, but they have a hard time knowing when that's appropriate, when it isn't, and there's no filter for the stimulus. So if you hug them too much, it scares them.
And there was one with eye contact as well.
Yeah.
Again,
when you talk to me, you talk with your eyes, and that's all your information going into my brain all at once, and it's too much. It's like walking by a car and the horn goes off.
Sure.
It's a startle. So since we talk with our eyes, it's very frustrating for a child on the spectrum sometimes. They don't like to look at you. It's more comfortable to look away.
This is so interesting. I feel like not only is it good for children with autism to maybe understand themselves better, but other children to understand their friends or people in school that have autism
Exactly.
better.
Oftentimes the kids are excluded or ignored, or oh, we don't need it, and that's too bad, because they struggle with social inference. I can't look at you and say, oh, after I need a tissue, I need to blow my nose. A child with autism learns from what people teach them, not from observing what other kids are doing.
Sure.
And so you lay the groundwork in what that child needs to know.
But of all your lessons books, if you will, I'll put that under one big category, you have really unique illustrations. Why is that so important to have that sort of...
Children will look at the characters in their faces and try to identify with those expressions.
Sure.
And expressions speak volumes in the world, like Decibella, that a little girl named Isabella, but they call her Decibella because she can't control her voice. And so that, like, I want to pick that book up and read it because it draws me in, because I see myself, or I know my niece is like that, or.
And I love this one too. That rule apply doesn't apply.
That's a cocky little kid, who's like, well, I don't need that,
With some attitude. Interesting.
Well, I have a little daughter, Molly, and she loves books, and I have a little boy on the way, and I'm trying to teach her that another baby's coming, and so
I have a book for that.
You do?
I do.
Amazing.
It's called "I Want to Be the Only Dog." And it's based on I travel with three dogs, and the oldest is Jake, and he doesn't want to share. He doesn't want to compromise. He's sick of the other two, and then the middle one, Angus, he thinks he's caught in the middle, and the Kirby has to listen to her big brothers, but they realize if they work together, they can accomplish many things. So it's.
Molly loves dogs too.
Oh,
So she's
Yeah.
and
gonna
I'm
love
so
that
careful
book.
about what I read to my son. I have a 4.5-year-old, and he is in school. So, and these books have a million awards. Are your books in schools as well? Is something he can read there?
They're in schools all over the country,
Okay.
and actually all over the world. I'm on my way back to China. The cool part is they're research based. So if
Okay.
you do and say what the teacher doesn't says or the parent doesn't says, according to research, you're doing the right things and saying the right things. But they're kid friendly and first person. But the coolest thing about it is that my publisher, Boys Town Press, and National Center for Youth Issues are all nonprofit. So these books go back, all the proceeds to Uniquely Wired, and the Boys Town Press books go back to high-risk kids.
That's fantastic.
So they're give-back books, which makes you feel good at heart.
What are we talking age range-wise? How young?
Well, either everybody on the planet either is a kid or they've been one.
Right.
So if you write a real cool book, it applies
Right.
to everybody who's
Sure.
ever been.
Well, yeah, because when you're reading to your child, you want to kind of be engaged. Too.
Right.
There's certain books with my son, I'm like, I don't want to read that book. And then there's some that are fun and like that you actually have the energy to read. And
Yeah.
I
First
feel like you're
person
getting
is the
something out of
key.
it. Yeah.
You know, first person, instead of finding out what other kids did, I did that. And this is what I did.
Yeah.
Oh,
I love that.
And there's something too about a kid who want to read the same book over and over.
They
They
love
connect to
Well, they the videos too. They like to watch
Yeah.
because they love the power of predictability.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, because they're in control.
Yep.
So it's like fireworks. We like to light off fireworks when we're a little kid because they know we're gonna, you know.
I'm going to get some of your books, and I'm going to know them all by heart in a few months because we'll have read them so many times to my daughter. But
I
it
gotta
teaches us good lessons.
I've got a book for 2 teenagers wanting to read to their 8-month-old sister. That'll be the real game changer there. But they love playing music to her, so at least they're connected.
How about Gas Happens or I'm a Booger, Treat Me with Respect? They'll like that.
Those Wait, were you talking to me? Or were you... Thank you so much.
Thank
Judy, for coming.
you
I know you
for
came a long
being
way.
What a great time.
Thank you
Thank
so
you very
much. More information about Uniquely Wired, all of her books are available by dropping by hallmarkchannel.com and visiting her website. The information is shared with you right there easily on the bottom of your screen.
And up next, we have Lawrence and Kim.
Easter's right around the corner, and we've got the perfect outfits
to dress you from top to bottom.